Hello, and welcome back to Girl We Gotta Talk. Today, I am joined by Katherine Perrone, who's a mid-sized fashion blogger, here to share her experiences on social media, give us all the fashion tips, and just have a really fun chat. So, Katherine, welcome to the podcast.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I found your page, and I was just telling you, I love it. Your aesthetic is just so, I just appreciate it. And
Thank
I feel
you.
like you have a really good message along with your page. So I'm just happy to have you on. We're gonna have a good chat.
Yes.
Before we jump in, I have rapid fire questions that are like all over the board, pretty random.
Okay.
So I want to have you answer these real quick.
Okay, I'm ready.
So first question, what is something that you find so embarrassing?
What is something I find so embarrassing? Oh my God, that's a really good question. I was not prepared for this. Something so embarrassing.
It could be literally a small, like it's, I got this from TikTok because everyone's like, why are these weird, like little small things always so embarrassing for me, you know?
Honestly, okay, now that you said that, I just thought of something. You know, when you have to cross the street
Yeah,
and like someone's waiting at a stop sign for you to cross and you have to do that little run? Yeah,
that
that's
is
the
the
first thing that
perfect,
popped in.
yeah. What is the first CD you ever bought?
Ooh, I'm gonna say it was actually a musical CD and it was West Side Story. I was obsessed with that musical as a kid. I think my mom just made me watch it and I love musicals now. So I think it was that or it was a Hilary Duff CD. So one
Yeah.
of the two.
Oh, I love those. And
Yeah.
then what is your favorite item in your closet right now?
Ooh, I have these shoes that I bought from Aldo. Actually, they're clear slip-on mules and they're like in this sage green color. I'm
Yeah.
obsessed with them. I'm like waiting for terraces to open so I can go sit and just like display them, eat my
Yeah.
dinner.
Oh my gosh. Those are cute. I want to see.
Yeah. Yeah, you should
Um,
check them out.
and then what's a fashion trend you wish never comes back ever?
Low-rise jeans,
Yeah.
especially for a curvy girl like me. No, thank you. It looks great on some people, but no.
Does it? I don't know. I never want to see those again either. That's a great
Yeah.
answer. And then last question, what is your favorite song currently?
I've actually been obsessed with Lizzo's album. So honestly, anything from her album. I really like her song Juice. I know that's
Mm,
more of a generic song, but it gets me hyped. Like when I'm driving and I just blast that song,
I know.
puts me in a good
She is
mood.
like everyone's hype woman. It's what we needed
Yeah,
for this
I
year.
love her. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, cool. So, I wanted to get your thoughts on a bunch of fashion stuff, but before,
Mhm.
like, what got you interested in being like really serious about fashion? Because I feel like fashion is tricky for a lot of us. Like, a lot of us
Yeah.
don't necessarily have like a sense of style, and we're still trying to find that. But it seems
Mhm.
like you really have. But what got you kind of like started in all of that?
So actually, as a kid, I wanted to be a fashion designer. My dreams were crushed when I realized I can't draw, but I used to pretend that I had my own store and I was super into like designing clothes, coloring clothes. They weren't the best, but I got all my friends into it and I pretended I was like a CEO of this huge fashion store. So ever since I was a kid, I was super into fashion. More recently, my journey with Instagram kind of started, I want to say during quarantine, where I started getting more serious about posting and becoming a fashion blogger, just because I had this moment where I was like, I always wanted to do this. So why not just start? So it probably started in like summer, like June 2020. And ever since then, I've been just having fun with it, posting what I like, buying clothes more than I need, to be honest, but I keep buying clothes, styling them, and it's just really fun for me.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I feel like quarantine did that a lot, did that to a lot of people. We realized like what we're passionate about and we have all this time and why
Yeah.
not like put all of our attention like to that. So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
What have you noticed about the fashion industry? And I feel like lately with like the trends going on, it's like so fast paced and
Mhm.
like you kind of said, like I'm always buying new clothes and I'm always like trying
Yeah.
to like fit in with the new trend. It's like as soon as I buy one thing, it's like that's out already. So what have you
Yeah.
noticed like right now with the fashion industry?
So honestly, I saw a TikTok and they were kind of talking about how because we're in this pandemic, it's kind of like we're coming out of either a revolution or like out of the 20s where we're going to be in the roaring 20s, and how the fashion is being heavily influenced by the 70s and 60s, since like most of those decades they just wanted to express themselves and like be free, so it was a lot of color and all kinds of like crazy fashion. So I think that's kind of what's happening now. And I think also because people just want to go out and just want to have freedom again, so they're trying to buy different clothes, or they're experimenting with fashion. So I kind of think that's why trends are changing so quickly.
Yeah. No, that makes sense too, because I feel the same way. It's like, okay, now I'm able to like leave the house. Like I want to look
Yeah,
good and I want to like just express myself and, whatever that is. And I feel like it's more
exactly.
fun now. Like before we were like, for me, I was just buying clothes to buy them. And now I'm like
Hmm.
kind of paying more attention because I'm like, okay, well, I have like an occasion now. Like, why not like amp it up a little bit and do like what I like really want to wear?
Yeah, exactly. And because we've been cooped up for so long, and honestly, all we've worn is sweatpants or
Yeah.
leggings or something like that, we just want to be able to dress up as soon as things are opening. So I think that's also why I keep buying clothes, because I'm like, oh, I can wear this there, I can wear this there when everyone's allowed to go out, like stuff like that.
Yeah, I feel like it's also such an escape. Like fashion it's in
Hmm.
itself is
Agreed.
like so like yeah, such an escape and you can just not think about what's actually happening and like look forward to something like an outfit. I feel like
Yeah.
it's so nice. Why did you feel like it was important to kind of create the page that you have right now like in quarantine and sort of show off like a body and bodies that are like actually normal and like stuff that
Hmm.
like I mean everyone looks different, but I feel like
Yeah.
the mid size is not as portrayed in society and in the fashion industry. And I love people that are like, oh my God, like love your body. Like you look amazing. Like, why
Yeah.
did you feel it was important to kind of emphasize that on your page?
So honestly, I started it off doing it for myself and trying to make myself feel confident, not from posting for others, but more like, oh, okay, I look good in this outfit. I like myself
Yeah.
in this outfit, and kind of hyping myself up. And also there is like a slowly growing trend of more mid-size fashion, with which I think is size 10 to size 14, 16-ish. So I feel like that category of women, because we're not curvy or we're not plus size and we're not what the norm is for beauty standards, there's kind of like a gap there. And I liked that I was seeing more bodies being represented, sorry, on TikTok, on Instagram, and all that stuff. And actually, more recently, a lot of my TikTok feed has been mid-size fashion or plus size fashion, and I'm seeing how many people like me are out there. So it just makes me feel good. And I want to kind of have other people feel that same way when they see my page and they see that I'm not like the normal body type, but it's still okay. And you can love yourself anyways.
Yeah. And I love that you're doing that because first of all, you look amazing. And
Oh,
I
thank you.
I feel like when I did find your page, it was sort of that like, okay, that's what I look like too. And she looks beautiful and I can do that as well. So I
Yeah.
love that you're doing that. I feel like also with TikTok too, it's like I feel like every episode I have, I'm just like praising TikTok, which sounds so
Hmm.
weird, but I feel
Honestly,
like
same.
it's like it's so different than every other social media and every other app that I've had where it's like
Yeah.
I'm not seeing like the, one demographic of really small petite bloggers. I'm seeing everyone across the board everywhere
Yeah.
all over the world and it's just like you get a bigger picture of like okay, look how many people there are and look how different everyone looks, but look how great everyone looks. And like
Exactly.
it's such a like more positive platform. Like I
Mhm.
cannot say better things about TikTok. Like I just love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. I was actually listening to the podcast you released today, and I think you were talking about it with the person you were interviewing, and how you were saying that it's just a fun place. Like TikTok is
Yeah.
not somewhere that people are taking it too seriously. And I actually had a couple of Clubhouse chats while I was like listening in, and they were saying how to market yourself on TikTok and all these things. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, but people are just having fun on TikTok. They don't want to be sold to. They don't want to be marketed to. They just want to have fun and just post whatever they want to post.
Yeah. I feel like it just feels more genuine when you're not you're not trying to target someone. You're just doing it because
Exactly.
you feel passionate about it and you want to post the video.
Exactly.
And I just love that. And I feel like my feed is kind of turning into that too, where it's like, hey, I can't think of her name now. It's like Remy. I feel like she started this trend of like, hey, I don't look like everybody else on the
Mhm.
internet. And I'm going to try on the Zara haul for you guys and see how it fits me.
Oh
And I was
yeah,
like,
Remy Bader.
yeah. And she was like on the
Yeah,
cover
I
of
love
Vogue
her.
and she has this such positive like energy about things. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's just like a sigh of relief of like, okay,
Mhm.
if she can do it, I can do it. And I love that.
Exactly.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, she was actually my inspiration to start doing realistic hauls. My first video, I dedicated it to her because I like, first of all, her videos are so funny.
Yeah.
And I just love that she doesn't try to look good in her haul. She's just like, okay, let me put this on and let me tell you the truth. So whenever I do hauls now, I try to do that where I'm trying not to pose, but sometimes it just comes out of me just because it's like ingrained in my mind that I'm like, okay, let me get my angles, let me look good. But I also want people to realize like, okay, these clothes might not fit you the way you think because of your own body type, but it doesn't mean that your body type's not sexy or something like that. It's just it's not going to fit you, and you can just move on. You know?
Yeah. And I think too, with a lot of the like influencers and like YouTubers even that I follow that do hauls, it seems like, and I hope this kind of changes soon, but it seems like a
Mhm.
lot of them, when they do these hauls, they're like, it didn't fit right. And then they quickly cut to the next thing. It's like, well, why
Yeah,
didn't it fit right? Like, we're all girls here, just like help me because
exactly,
we
exactly.
sort of look the same, but like you shouldn't be insecure. I just want like, I'm watching this because I want to know how it fits on a
Yeah,
body.
you want the truth.
But it
Yeah.
seems like even influencers, and this is fair, I mean, everyone has insecurities, but it seems like even the people that have huge followings are still insecure about their bodies and like they're not
Mhm.
willing to even show that little like glimpse of the insecurity, which is kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think smaller, I'm not going to say smaller influencers, but the ones that don't have millions of followers, I think sometimes they try to show something real about them, or like they'll post like, oh, there's roles, I have roles, but it's okay, stuff like that. But the ones that people follow the most, like let's say Bella Hadid or like the models and stuff like that, they're obviously not going to show that. And I know there's this huge trend of people unfollowing those that don't make them happy on Instagram.
Yes.
And people are slowly starting to do that. And I think that's a great initiative and a great thing that people should be doing, because you're going to be constantly comparing yourself to others subconsciously. Even though you don't realize that you're doing it, you're always going to be like, oh, I wish I looked like that. So just unfollowing those people that don't bring you joy and don't necessarily portray what you're looking for, I think that's a great step into feeling confident in yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think too with like social media, um, you don't want to leave feeling worse. Like social media is supposed
Exactly.
to be fun. And that's
Mhm.
kind of what I was saying on the episode. The last episode was like people get on Instagram and sometimes they leave and they just feel like crap. Like that's not what
Yeah.
it's supposed to be. You're supposed to like leave. I leave TikTok and I'm like crying because I've been laughing so hard.
Same.
Like I'm in a better mood because of it. And
Mhm.
that's what like social media should be. It's supposed to be like to share stories and like meet other people. It's supposed to be a
Yeah.
fun space. So I totally agree. I think
Yeah.
too, I wanted to say that I everyone has insecurities, right?
Mhm.
And I feel like all day long I can be like, okay, well, I'm confident and I feel fine when I go on Instagram and I see these other girls and they're in a bikini and they look amazing. I feel fine, right? When I see that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it is subconscious, right? Like I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, well, like I don't have abs, so does that
Yeah.
mean like I'm not hot? Like shit, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, exactly.
it's like you can tell yourself you're confident and then you go on Instagram or wherever and you're like, hold on. It's like we all still have them
Mhm.
and that's okay. But I want to
Yeah.
like move towards like I want to move towards change where that's not the case, right? I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like it's slowly happening for people. I wanted to say the fashion industry, but like more fashion Instagram industry where people are becoming more accepting. But there is sometimes you see if like a mid-sized blogger or a plus size blogger posts a reel, I see the comments sometimes and people are still like attacking the girl that posted it or something like that. And I feel like it's gonna take a while for people to change, like I don't want to point out to men, but especially men, because all the comments are by men.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know why men are putting their opinion on someone else's body, or like anyone putting their opinion on someone's body. It's going to take a while for people to get used to accepting others, especially with everything going on in the world. But I don't want to like expand it too much, but I think it just takes time for people to realize like, okay, this person doesn't look like me, but they're still beautiful and they should still feel confident in their own skin.
Absolutely. I think our generation is that change too. Like,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people older than us are, and I don't want to say like, I mean, not everybody, right? But like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a ton of people that are older that are stuck in that like negative space of judgment. Like they're like, oh,
Yeah.
you posted this picture. Well, like I have something to say about it. Well, no one
Mm-hmm.
asked you. And I feel like
Exactly.
this generation is, oh my God, like you look amazing. And we're like, I feel like we're just more accepting of people, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
I think that like,
Agreed.
and especially with, I feel like this last year, we've really been through it. Like 2020 was terrible. And
Yeah.
I think this generation is just ready to move on and be a more positive group. And I
Yeah,
think that's going to
100%.
slowly fade into social media, hopefully. Like,
Mm-hmm. Well, we're kind of seeing it on TikTok already,
yeah,
where
that's
people
kind
are
of,
just like, they're having a good time. They're not making comments about other people's appearance or anything. They're just like laughing at the jokes,
yeah.
keeping it
And,
light.
and that's what we need. That's what we need in this
Yeah.
world. So I guess for you, have you ever gone to like post a photo on your Instagram and like kind of second guessed yourself? And then because of your platform felt like, no, this is something I should still post. Have you ever like dealt with that insecurity?
I have, and I'll explain why. Because you know how the trend of Facetune was like a huge thing a
Yeah.
couple of years ago? So I did used to Facetune myself, not like extreme, like I'll just like curve a hip a little or smooth out a stomach, like my stomach line, something like that. And I haven't been doing that recently because I want to be as transparent as possible. So sometimes when I'm posting, I'm like, oh, I can easily just open my app and just tweak this little thing. So I do have those moments, and sometimes I find myself wanting to post a picture but not completely liking how I look in the picture. And I'll take that moment to be like, okay, maybe I won't post it. I'll wait a day. And then the next day I'll be like, okay, no. Like, I think it changes every day. Obviously, sometimes you wake up with a mindset and you're like, oh, I'm a little bloated. I don't look great, stuff like that. So I think sometimes I just need to remind myself that, okay, no, this is how I look. I'm beautiful. I feel confident. Just post it and let other people see that you're feeling confident as well, you know,
I think
if
that's
that
the
makes
biggest
sense.
part of it, right? Like if you're posting, like that's why I love your page, because you're posting like incredible content. You look amazing. And it's like the confidence that radiates from your post is what's giving me as a follower that confidence too. Like I just
Yeah. And
love
that's,
that, like
yeah.
the energy of that. So I think that that's like the biggest part. I love it.
Yeah. That's honestly another reason why I post. Like, aside from me trying to feel confident in my own skin, I want others to also feel that and to be inspired by me posting whatever I want, basically. Like, you don't need to feel constricted just because you don't have an ass or you don't have like curvy hips, like something like that. If you're feeling insecure about it, just post it. You're beautiful and it doesn't matter.
Have you like, would you say you're happy with how like the fashion industry is slowly evolving? Because I feel like we have seen some small strides in that, where we're seeing like a more inclusive space. Like there's people of like all sizes, but I feel
Mm,
like it took them a really, really long time to get there. Like, what are
yeah.
your thoughts on that?
So I think they're still taking too long because we see so many now influencers that are plus size, mid size, curve, and like they can easily reach out to them to either collaborate with them or even expand their size range because they see that these types of body positivity bloggers are sprouting. I don't know why I'm picking these words, but you get what I mean. I think there's also the Revolve trip that was happening today was like a big topic that they still haven't reached out to any bigger influencers, and they're only taking model looking influencers on their trips, and everyone's like super upset about that, which I am too, because
Yeah.
like it's 2021. What's
Yeah.
going on here?
it's like the whole point of this conversation. Like, I don't understand why they haven't like taken that stride. It's
Speechless.
been, and I think too, like Victoria's Secret is like the one company that stands out in my brain because it's like year after year they like make me more upset. And I think with like the Victoria's Secret show, like that was always like, I remember being in college and like all my roommates, we would all watch it because like we knew all the girls in there. We like thought they were so cute and stuff. But like I remember as a freshman, I was watching in the dorm room and I like there's like a wave that came over me where I was just like emotional and I felt like upset. I felt angry. I felt like kind of sick in my stomach because I was like, look how tiny these women are. And like, where is the like representation? I just don't understand. And then I was like, am I not good enough? Like it's like, it sends you into this like spiral of like questioning like your self-worth and stuff like this, like can lead to eating disorders. And it's upsetting. And I feel like Victoria's Secret as like a whole has just been like a huge problem with the fashion industry and this whole thing. And I just feel sad. Like it makes me like it just makes me sad.
No, I relate to that. And I was kind of happy when they announced that they weren't doing their shows anymore because of all the scandals that were associated with them. I think they also didn't want to represent like trans women and stuff like that. So I feel like all the companies or any people that have that mindset should just be left. So just be canceled. Let's move on from them because like we're slowly getting to a world where we're represented, where all people are represented. And if they're not going to move forward with us at the same pace, then there's no reason for them to come with us, tag along.
Exactly. And I think there are plenty of companies out there that are doing this, that they're like moving with us. And I appreciate that. I think you're right when you say they're not moving fast enough. Like they haven't done enough. I agree. Like, I think there needs to be more steps taken.
Yeah. And I will say that some companies, though they do expand their size range, they charge more if you're in the bigger sizes, which, okay, you argue that it takes more fabric, but if you're trying to be inclusive, be inclusive. Right. Make everything equal. Yeah.
I'm getting like a little heated over here.
Yeah. I get you.
Somebody I guess, okay, so question, where are your favorite places to shop and where do you feel like what companies do you feel like are making these strides?
So honestly, I know there's a ton of retail stores that have more plus size sizes, but a lot of them are not in my price range at the moment. So I kind of go for H&M, Pretty Little Thing, Garage, like that kind of stuff, just because like I just started in the workforce, so I don't want to be spending a ton of money on clothes. But I know there's this one blogger that I follow who's actually from Montreal as well. Her name is Sarah Astige, and she has a guide on Instagram with a bunch of, I think, sustainable and more inclusive stores. So I can share that with you if you want. But I want to try to start shopping at these places once I have the budget for them, if that makes sense.
I know. That's the biggest struggle. I'm like, I need all the recommendations because I feel like too with the trends, it's like, I don't want to spend that much money. It's like the trend is going to be gone in a couple months. Like,
yeah, exactly. That's why recently I've been buying a lot of clothes from Pretty Little Thing, but I know they have like a bunch of ethical scandals. So I would rather not.
Yeah, that's also the tough part because things that I can afford are like, like, should I be buying? And TikTok, they always let me know I should not be buying from places like that. That's the other thing too. I want to find a more sustainable like way of shopping, and I want to be able to like wear like items from my closet like years from now.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I like going thrifting a lot and shopping in the men's section. And just trying to style that
is where it's at. It's
I have so many button-ups, like loose button-ups that I got from the men's section. I want to try to find jeans in the men's section though. I feel like that could be really cool, but I know I would have to get them tailored because they're made straight.
That would be cool. I feel like I need like I want to like get I haven't found any yet at the thrift store. I must be going to the wrong places, but the thrift stores that I've been going to, I'm trying to find like really solid pair of like jean shorts or just
Mhm.
jeans in general, and I can like cut them and
Yeah,
have them
it's
like a little
really
bit like,
hard though.
I know
I
it's
know.
difficult.
Yeah, you got to make a day out of searching the jean racks. Yeah.
A week at this rate. Like I'm really
Yeah.
I need to find all the spots. Um,
Yeah.
what are your favorite like trends right now?
Honestly, I've been loving, I actually wrote a blog post on this, so I have them all in my mind.
Oh,
I've
perfect.
been loving all the pastel clothes. Like that's my thing. I don't know why. I used to be so like, okay, black on black on black. And now I'm like color, pastels, prints, I think it goes back to what I was saying before, where people want to be more experimental with their fashion because we've been suppressed in quarantine for so long. So that I also have been loving the corset and halter top trends. Like I'm wearing a halter top now from Garage. Love it. It's so flattering. And I think that's basically it. I also have been buying a lot of heels. And I
You're
think it
like
relates to I just want to go out, you
you're
know?
you're answering these exactly how I would have answered this. Like
I love that.
because my like sense of fashion was all like neutrals, black, like black on black, like literally.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally wearing black as we speak.
Yeah.
But but when I go out, like I'm trying, like I love the pastels too. I'm trying to do like the hot pinks and like the yellows and like trying to find
Mhm.
color because it makes me happy.
Exactly.
And
Especially going into summer, we
yeah,
need the
and I bought
colors.
3 or 4 pairs of heels in the last couple of weeks.
Mhm.
So
We're ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. The summer is not ready for me, but I am ready.
Hot girl summer.
I'm so excited. So, what are your biggest takeaways of, I guess, creating the Instagram that you have and being the fashion blogger that you are? And like just your message for other girls, I guess, looking to you.
Um, so my biggest message would be that you shouldn't care what people think, especially if you're like in your 20s, like I am, like people don't care what you post. And if they do care, they'll unfollow. So just do what you want to do, post what you want to post. People that appreciate it are going to reach out to you and they're going to hype you up. Your friends are going to hype you up and you're going to receive that positivity. And whoever doesn't care about it, like I said, will just unfollow you and the negativity will be gone. So just express yourself the way you want to express and yeah, just do you, you know?
Yeah. And I think too, what you were saying a little bit earlier is like you're doing this for you and it makes
Exactly.
you happy. And who cares about the people that follow? I mean, the people that follow you are following you for a reason, right? Like
Hmm.
the number is there because they want to see your stuff and
Yeah.
they're attracted to that sort of like genuine energy that you have. So
Yeah.
I think as long as like exactly what you said, as long as you're true to yourself, like that's like, I mean, that's just how we should be like moving on in life.
Yeah. And people just want to see the real you and want to see what the real you does, what you do in a day. Like I know like vlogs have been a huge thing now just because like people are curious about what other people do. I love watching vlogs, especially like on TikTok vlogs, Instagram reel vlogs. Like people
Yeah.
just want to know what you're up to and want to know they just want you to be authentic in your life and what you portray, you know? Because I know a lot of people they'll only post the good things, but there's kind of been a little bit of a flip to also posting when days are hard, when people are struggling with mental illnesses. And I think that we need to be more open about that too. So people can be like, oh, okay, I relate to that and it's okay to feel that way. So I think it's kind of, like I said, just being real when you post.
Yeah. I have loved those sort of posts because it kind of like humanizes the people that you follow. And all of the
Exactly.
YouTubers and all of the influencers that I have followed for years and years, I've put them up on this pedestal. I'm like, they're literally perfect human beings. They can do no wrong. They have no bad days.
Hmm.
And sometimes it can be hard to relate to that. And I love that people are starting to show the other side of their day. And people
Yeah.
will be like, I remember watching vlogs like years ago and them saying in the vlog, like, sorry, I haven't vlogged in a couple of days. I've had like a rough time. But anyways, and they kind of like brush right
Yeah.
over it. And now it's more like they're in bed and they're upset and they're like, I'm literally having the worst day. I'm in the
Hmm.
worst mood. Like I need to find something to make me happy. But like I'm showing you this because this is like my life. This is real shit. And I
Yeah,
love that we're moving towards that.
same. And it kind of grounds the influencers in a way. And I feel like a lot of people put influencers on a pedestal because they're like, oh, this is the life I want. But when they
Right.
show the real them, you're like, oh, they're okay. I can relate to that. They're just like me. It's okay to feel this way. It's okay to have your bad days, you know? So I'm really glad that people are being more open about their days and about what they're going through because of that reason.
I know. I love it. I think it's great. And I think that's part of
Yeah.
our generation. Like we're willing to share that sort of stuff and like talk about like the mental illness side of things. Like
Hmm.
people are struggling and it's okay.
Yeah.
And if you talk about it, like you'll realize that you're not alone in that. And I love
Yeah.
that.
Especially in quarantine. It's been
Yes,
a huge shift. Yeah.
totally. So I think that wraps up today's episode, but what can we expect from you, like on your social media, on your YouTube? Are you still doing your YouTube channel? And like, how's everything going for you?
So I have a lot of things going on. So some things have kind of taken the back burner. Like YouTube is one of them. I don't post as frequently, but I've been really active on TikTok and Instagram. And I also have a blog where I post blog posts. So mostly those. On Instagram, I've been trying to make more reels so that I don't know, I just kind of like the video format and I feel like those perform well because most people don't really want to think. They just want to scroll through videos instead of looking at pictures. So I've been trying to do more reels and trying to do more fashion inspiration hauls, which might die down a little because I need to stop spending money. But yeah, I'm having fun making content. And especially in the summer, I want to go out wearing all these colorful clothes. So you're going to see a lot of that.
I love it. Maybe you should do a haul with just things that you've had in your closet for years and like style them so you can save
Oh
money.
my God, that's a really good, I'm actually going to write this down right now. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
Yeah,
That's awesome. I'm so excited to see what you're wearing in the next couple of weeks. Like I need some inspiration. I'm so excited to be wearing color. Um,
same.
and I can't wait. I will tag everything that you just mentioned so people can go follow you. So go give Katherine a follow on all of those because she has incredible
Awesome.
content like we've talked about all
I
episode.
just realized I forgot to mention a little plug here, but I have a new podcast with one of my friends, which is why I was so excited to do this podcast. 'Cause
Welcome to the
yeah,
podcast, fam. That's a lot.
yeah, thank you. That's why I wanted to reach out to more. Well, you reached out to me, but I wanted to connect with more podcasters. So this was really exciting.
What will
Yeah,
your
so
podcast be about? Fashion and stuff?
we're on our seventh episode now, I think, and it's basically just a lifestyle podcast, just to talk about basically like chatting with the girls because we're two best friends and we just want to talk about anything and everything and try to talk about like navigating our way through life because we're both like early 20s and just stuff like that, you know?
Yeah. Oh my God, that's so fun. Okay, I'll tag that too. So go follow her podcast as well. That sounds like
Awesome.
such a good time. I love that.
Glad I got to connect with you. So
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on. I feel like this was such a good conversation, a needed conversation. You're so fun. Um,
same, you're fun. I was a little scared because sometimes when people get awkward, I get awkward, but this was so natural. I feel like I've known you for years.
I know it does feel that way. I love it.
Yeah,
We're both
awesome.
Italian. It was a good
Yeah,
vibe.
it was a connection, you know?
There was a connection
I keep
instantly.
I know you're not gonna show a video, but I keep talking with my hands.
No, this is on YouTube, so they
Oh,
saw
it is.
I talk with my hands too, so I'm
Oh
always
my God, amazing.
sorry. Unless you're listening to this as a podcast, you can't see us. But
Yeah, I didn't know it was on YouTube. I was listening on Spotify to all your podcast episodes.
yeah. I started doing full episodes on YouTube so people can, because sometimes people like to watch and like not like I don't know, be
Yeah,
entertained, I guess. But
yeah. So because of that, I'm sorry for this lighting.
what are you
It gets
talking
so
about?
dark in my room and I don't have a real light, so I have like a mini ring light right here.
No, you're glowing. You look great. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. This was really fun. And congratulations on like your following on Instagram and you're
Thank
gonna be
you.
crushing it. The podcast sounds great. So just good luck with everything. And thanks again for joining me.
Thanks for having me. Super fun. Glad we got to
Yeah.
meet.
Be sure to follow Katherine on all of her social medias. I'll tag them in the show notes. So definitely check her out. You won't regret it. Get some fashion inspo. and get some just like positive energy, because we know social media can be a little, sad at
Mhm.
times. So check her
Yeah.
out. And then be sure to follow Girl We Gotta Talk podcast on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok,
Yes, list
and
them.
watch full episodes on YouTube. But thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.